All right, welcome back everyone to the Osu Catch World Cup 2024. We are in the round of 32 still. Third match of the weekend. Team Russian Federation facing off against Team Vietnam. I am El Skefi, I'm joined by Kwijibo, and both of us will be guiding you through this match between the 9th seed and the 24th seed. Kwijibo, welcome on the stage again. We just saw you in that match against Sweden. Beautiful victory. Now you're casting it with me. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, thanks for that. So with Russia versus Vietnam, I think it should be a fairly straightforward match for Russia. I think Vietnam could get 1 or 2 points maybe, but I wasn't 100% sure coming into the tournament, but after qualifiers, I think Russia actually has a pretty strong roster. I know they are missing a few players like Memriola, Tinita, and Vafara, but with their core three, with their core players of like Kitsun Ivy and Kamita Kari, formerly known as Nelly, like they've got a strong team. And who else do they have? I believe they got Liquid Boba, Neris, and a couple others.
Yeah,
who
exactly.
all have tourney experience. So I think this should be a fairly straightforward match for them.
Yeah, there's 4 new players on the team. I think there were some doubts, but they definitely destroyed them during the qualifiers, qualifying 9th, which is their best qualification ever since the new system has been introduced as well. New players such as Segmentum and Artur Etovic making their first appearance and definitely being able to pull their weight here. But as you said, with the Kari, Kitsun Ivy, the two of those are just like the Russian stakeholders. They have been the best Russian players in all Sketch tournaments for a long time now, and they're still popping up every single time. So, yeah, I mean, Team Vietnam on their hands, very veteran roster. Started Prism, for example, I think it's like his 6th or 5th World Cup already. Lingnan Lily also. So there's a lot of experience on that roster that kind of makes it scary, especially in round of 32, in my opinion.
Same with Nams Pro as well, I believe. They've played a fair few as well. And yeah, my mistake with, I believe Liquid Boba was last year for Russia.
Yeah, it was last year.
Their core three, Arthur Edikovic, and then you've got Neris and Rama. The one that sort of got me a little bit was I saw that Raikiti had signed up as well, and Raikiti is around the top 100, I believe, still, and he was a fairly good player. I saw him on all sorts of leaderboards, so I was a little bit surprised to see that he wasn't on the Russian team. So I think he would have been a very strong player for them.
Yeah, he was.
They're doing quite well anyway.
Too busy in real life. I think he had exams going or something, so that's why he decided to opt out to give the spot to someone else on the Russian team. But as you said, 9th seed, I mean, winning today guarantees a matchup against the 8th seed, which is then, the winner of that match between Japan and Thailand, right? The 8th seed and the 25th seed. But, I mean, the way to winners quarterfinals already opened for Team Russian Federation in that regard, if they were able to convert this one today. But we see them winning the roll as well, rather, and they decide to pick first and ban second. So we're now waiting for the ban on Team Vietnam. I think if we're looking at the full maps that we're going to be seeing bans quite often are maps like Nomad 3, in my opinion. Hidden 2, obviously, Loyar hit or miss most of the time.
Definitely, yeah.
Maybe the Hard Rock 2 as well, kind of awkward, in my opinion. Double Time 2, potentially, but I think Nomad 3 and Hidden 2 are most of the times go-to bans. But we're going to see Nomad 4 getting banned. Convert's taking away, so we have a non-convert matchup already here. So the convert taken away by Team Vietnam. Now we're waiting the pick and ban from Team Russia.
I think that's a pretty smart ban for Vietnam because, I mean, like you were saying, they both do have some veteran players, but I think the veteran players of Russia are much better suited to converts and whatnot, especially Kitsun Ivy and Kamita Kari. Kitsun Ivy played a few CWCs when we were still doing like a lot of the mixed pools where you had converts everywhere, and I believe he played a lot of converts as well. Same with Kamita Kari. He's been in the game for as long as I can remember since playing, so like a lot of convert experience on the team of Russia.
Yeah, exactly.
And ban for Russia is going to be Nomad 1, so a very fair ban is that sort of AR 9.4, I believe it is, just consistency Nomad. Like, it's not a hard map, but like it's very easy to just move off of Nomad 9.4.
Yeah,
especially if you play current meta a lot as well, because most of current meta is like 9.8 to 10, tons of 9.9.
Yeah, the Nomad 1 is also something we're going to see banned by many top teams as well. It's probably the easiest map in the pool, maybe Nomad 2. But it's quite long as well, and it's easy to trip up left or right, so that's why we do see teams that are very all-rounded, like Team Russia, just opt to ban that one. As a first pick, we see Ironical Parade coming in, mapped by www, and well, I mean, it's Yoshi Green's range, so I think that's a guess difficulty. Either way, Heart of 1, AR10, obviously. One of the lengthiest picks in the pool as well, right? 3 minutes and 20. I think only Nomad 1 is a little bit longer, and the tiebreaker, so aside from that, it is the lengthiest pick in the pool. And it's also, I mean, we're already seeing range in the hardware pool in the round of 32 stage, which is definitely a step up in comparison to the last couple of years where we used to see platters here. So that's definitely also... I mean, platters might be 3 years ago, actually. Yep.
Yeah, I think it was...
Still.
I think we sort of abandoned the platters for like your hard rock at least. I think we abandoned that once we sort of lost group stage, because that's like the skill ceiling's been going up since. So I think the last actual group stage would have been back in 2021.
Yes, this is the
Australia got through on the very last year of group stage after like so many years of not getting through. So
we see Kimitakari and Kitsunaive. I mean, I think we're going to be seeing them on every single map here. And then Rama being the third is a little bit surprising to me. I would have expected Segmentum or Artur Edikovic. On the Vietnamese side, we see Shu, Starter Prism, and Ling and Lily. I think those three are the main three for Team Vietnam. Probably might see one of them or two of them swap out for a lower AR map from the Hidden Pool or the Nomad Pool. But that is... very expected here from Team Vietnam.
Honestly, I think Rama's probably a decent pick to have on the Hard Rock. I mean, from the looks of things, they seem to be a very Hard Rock centered player anyway. Aside from like the odd few plays, most of their plays are Hard Rock plays, so they are more of that Hard Rock focused player. Not sure how they go on DT, but sometimes your speed mods go hand in hand, so...
Yeah, exactly. Double-time hardware players most of the times are... Yeah, exactly.
I'd imagine we're going to see Stardust and Shu on pretty much all the maps, as well as Kimitakari and definitely Kits and Ivy, because Kits and Ivy definitely has that all-rounder kit.
Exactly. And we're stepping into the Hardrock 1 here. Hardrock 1, the first map of this match between Russian Federation and Vietnam, picked by Team Russian Federation. And as you said, Kitsun Ivy is just, I think, the most well-rounded player for Team Russian Federation. Might lack a little bit if we go deeper and deeper into the tourney pool, so like a finals pool might start losing a bit of grip there. But until then, he's just so well-rounded, right? His hidden is amazing, one of the best hidden players in the world, I would say. But he can definitely manage on the hard or double-time Nomad as well. So he's definitely like the main guy for Team Russian Federation here.
Yeah, he's one of those players, I'd say, sort of similar to like Lexi and whatnot, whereas they're players that, from what I noticed, would start off on like hidden and whatnot, and then they sort of branch out from there and improve on like all their mods.
Exactly. Kind of a Fob as well. I think Fob's also in that category.
Yeah,
Fob definitely.
Certainly, yeah. And right now, Lingland Lily, the only player going with Hidden Hard Rock for those reading purposes. There's one thing I'll never get, but then again, like, Hidden just does not like me very much.
Hidden players are different breeds, that's all I can tell about that. Either way, the 100%. Hidden does not give any score bonus for those that are unaware how catch scoring works. So Hidden is just purely for reading purposes, which we already mentioned. We see all 6 players holding on to an FC. We do see a couple of droplets being dropped on Team Vietnam, which is giving Team Russia a little bit of a lead there. I think there's also a bit of a spinner difference. But we see Stardust Prism, though. Exactly. Finding the first drop here is going to give Team Russian Federation a clear 1 miss advantage here.
Yeah, Stardust Prism missing twice there, but missing in very quick succession, so if he can hold on for the rest of the map, I'm actually a little bit surprised he missed, because I believe he's like very skilled player on most things. Linglam Lily gonna find a miss as well, so this is really good opening pick for Russia right now, as they have the 3-way doublet. Never mind, Rama's gonna find a miss as well.
That's your first Caster Curse of the season already. Let's go.
Yeah,
the first map
because they just
of the year.
maybe overdashing a little bit there.
Exactly, but Lingling had a couple of drops there, so I think that just cancels out Rama's drop quite nicely, but still Starter Prism's drop is making a difference here. It's Knive and Kim Takari, both of them still holding on to the FC, Knive still holding on to the double S, even Shu as well for Team Vietnam, 8 on the combo. We're over halfway here, but he needs to keep holding on for Team Vietnam for them to get away back into this pick here.
Yeah, don't know in terms of like pool and whatnot. Don't know if I'd say this is really all that harder than last year's pool, but what I have noticed, at least in the first couple games, we've still got, I believe, 13 games after this one to have played. Oh, Kimitakari going to find a miss, but it's still Kits and Ivy. The scoreline is going to get a bit closer now, only about 30k. That's... Yeah, they might still be able to close it out. I believe Russia should still have the advantage when Nelly gets back to 200, especially with that miss from Lingley and Lily. And yeah, this map pool, I was going to say, seems a bit less like last year, where it's like one miss difference, and now it's more like 2 FCs to 1, I'd almost say.
Yeah, we still see 2 FCs on the board, actually. Kits Knife still wants to double S, even Shu as well. But we're nearing the end here, Lily finding another drop, and that's going to kind of seal the deal here for Team Vietnam. Team Russian Federation is going to be taking home their first pick with a beautiful... Well, I'm not going to curse it just yet, but I think it's going to be an SS coming out from Kits and Ivy. And he does end up getting the SS.
That would be the one.
2.96 million from Team Russian Federation. Maybe getting 2.97 actually. It's a very solid team score. Team Vietnam also almost 2.9 million with the 3 of them. But just a couple of drops from Ling and Lily kind of making a difference here, but still very solid performance on their side as well. And we have to keep in mind this is Russia's pick. This is probably their best map. If they're that close on their best map, who knows what can happen on their worst map, right? So there's still definitely a lot of potential here. Shu as well, bring home the FC, but Kits Knife as well with a very nice spinner. 1 million, 12,600 is a very, very solid score. I don't think there's many people going to be beating that this weekend.
Yeah, if he didn't get max spin, he wasn't far off, because that was... I was looking at that last spinner, and yeah, he was going for it, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah, very good.
Curious to see where Vietnam wants to take this, though. I would kind of assume they go for the hidden, because they left it open. But Team Russian Federation also left it open, so it's kind of like a confidence test here. But I would assume Team Vietnam's go for the hidden.
If I'm being honest, I almost say they'd be looking towards mixed mod a little bit. Like, they could go hidden, but like... I feel like for some of your teams like Vietnam and some of your teams in the lower seed, they might be looking a bit towards the mixed mod. Just because, yeah, they don't... Like, a lot of your lower seed teams aren't going to have that 3-way specialist to be able to do, like, let's say your hard rocks and double times and whatnot, but they will have players who are individually skilled on certain mods, whereas a mixed mod would maybe benefit them a little bit. But we're going to see no mod 2, so they're going to go for that bit of mod that everyone can play.
A bit of the tag as well. I think it's the closest to tag mapping we have in this pool.
Yeah.
I would say Nomad 3 is more of a gimmick map, right? So Nomad 2 is a tech map here, but it's quite comfortable still. I think most of the players in this lobby on both sides should be able to pull out an FC on this one. But it's probably going to be a nerfs test to this one to see, are you able to hold on to the nerfs, knowing that if you miss, there is still the potential that the other team is going to triple FC this. Also, the AR is a little bit on the lower side. As you said, most people nowadays play above 9.8, and it's only 9.3, so it's a bit of a... And we come down from an AR10 as well, so it's kind of a AR adjustment as well here.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, players are really going to need to be on to make sure they FC it. You know, they're going to have to lock in a little bit. It's like, in practice, I'd say there were, like, a lot of FCs coming, but, like, when you weren't on, you'd, like, miss the silliest stuff.
Yeah, that's like classic tournament experience.
Slider ticks or what have you that, like, you should never miss. That's just really make you pause for a moment.
We see Artur Idikovic making his very first appearance in CWC history, given it's his first year, so that's also a bit of a plus for him. Also, Fubiki making their first appearance in the CWC ever, and then Namespor as well, who's a bit of a more veteran player. So we see Lingling, Lily, Shu, and Rama being subbed out here.
Yeah, and very, very solid lineup for Russian Federation. I'd imagine we will see at least 2 FCs out of them, but don't quote me on this. They definitely have the potential to three-way FC with Arthur Edikovic, Kitsunavi, and Kamitakari. So,
I mean, same goes
Vietnam
to
could
Vietnam.
still take.
Yeah.
Ooh, hold on.
The
Yeah,
names
I was
are
gonna
a
say
little less big, but yeah, sorry, I'm just keep interrupting you. But I think the
No,
names
you're
are a
all
little
good.
less known, but there is definitely the potential for them to triple FC this as well, I think.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I was gonna say Vietnam can definitely triple FC it, but the issue is that Russia does have a very strong roster here, so they do have the work cut out for them, but they can definitely do it.
Definitely.
Well, Fubuki with the early miss though, and Arthur gonna tie that up. So 1 miss apiece, 2 miss apiece. Hold on, 2 miss. Ooh, Fubuki having a little bit of trouble there, but it's not going to be heavily consequential. But now they just need to focus on comboing.
Yeah, it's a 2 rookies trading misses here, and that's kind of to be expected right in your very first CBC map. The nerves were just absolutely insane. I think it's just a matter of nerves right now, but both have been recovering, but it's still a slight advantage for Team Russia because Fubuki had quite a few drops in the beginning there. Star Prism and Namus Pro still onto the double S. The entire bottom row holding on to double S's, but it's 35,000 points in favor of Team Russia. And we're already halfway. It's also a very short map, only 2 minutes and 15 in length.
Yeah, and we're about to go into the second drop, so we'll see how these players go. Everyone's stable right now, so the second drop will probably determine where this is going. 36k isn't a lot, but those misses from Fubuki did add up a little bit, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's 1 drop, maybe 2, if they're unlucky. But we'll have to see here. Second drop for me. That's
Arthur.
the first one. Arthur going to be dropping here, and that is going to...
Nams Pro is going to trade Kamitakari too. Kitsunavi and Stardust Prison, the lone FCs for both their sides. Kitsunavi putting in the work. Will we see it? Will we see 2 double S plays? The back-to-back maybe.
It's flipping towards Vietnam though. 15k points in favor of them. If Stardust Prism and Fubuki just hold on, but he Fubuki misses. Oh my goodness, no! It's going to change back to Team Rush Federation. 3 of them are holding on. Kitsunavi still on to double S even, and that's going to be sealing the deal. That's so unfortunate. So unfortunate.
That is so unlucky. Only 15k point difference, very close. And yeah, I think if there was just a little, if Fubuki held on a little bit more at the start of the map, I think that last miss at the end would have equalized it. And we may have still seen Vietnam score that point. Yeah, just a bit of a rough open, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the thing as well, right? The experience here is those more veteran players are just able to hold on to the combos at the times that it's needed better than newer players, right? Just really unfortunate miss there from Fubuki. There were opportunities here for them to take this point, but Team Russian Federation is going to break them 2-0 scoreline, and they're to pick next as well. We might see a repeat of what happened in your match between Australia and Team Sweden, right? If you concede too many breakpoints in the beginning and you come down to like a 3-0 or 4-0, it's very hard to just come back, and we saw Sweden struggling on it, and it could very well happen for Vietnam as well. As we see Russian Federation going for the hard work too, so we're just going to straight into hard work again. But this one is completely different though than the previous one.
Yeah, because there were a lot of breakpoints in our match as well. Like, I know Sweden's point was a breakpoint on DT2, and then they went to DT3, which is, yeah, probably a bit of a tricky pick because we did have a lot of versatility on DT3. Where I think Sweden could have still maybe taken the point, but I think we just had the better run in that instance, and yeah, that was the breakpoint that ended it. This one, players will just want to make sure they hit the memory jumps on Hard Rock 2. There are quite a few of them, particularly one towards the midpoint, and that's the one that they're going to want to watch out for.
Yeah, exactly. This map is just really tricky because it's so, I don't know what the words for not dense, but it's like, there's so little amount of nodes, it's absolutely insane. And you're constantly just eagerly waiting where is the next node going to be dropping, and that just makes it so uncomfortable to play. The patterns itself are not that hard, it's just the fact that it's slow whilst it's AR10 that makes it very hard. We see
Yeah, it's
roster-wise, Vietnam having the same roster as Hardrock 1 for Team Russian Federation. Actually, Arthur going to be staying in for Kimitakari, so Kimitakari not going to be playing here on the Hardrock 2.
yeah, and yeah, this one just being that low density memory style rain, yeah.
Yeah, map by Nosuri, also known as Momo X. A couple of years ago. We see first drop come from Arthur
Two
again.
early misses, yeah. Lingland Lily as well, gonna find the early miss. And yeah, here's the thing, like, you might remember these, but if you are a bit nervous, there's a very good chance you walk off of it. Yeah, massive thing.
Exactly.
And Stardust is gonna miss as well. And you can see... Ooh, you can see it, there's a lot of just nervous, forgetful movements.
Yeah, but when it comes all together, we see Team Rush Federation with quite a huge breakaway already. 35,000 points. We see another trade coming from Ling Li and Arthur, but it's only going to favor Team Rush Federation, but they still have 2 FCs, right? Star Prism isn't above 200 Kama. Only Shu is matching the 2 FCs from Kitchen Ivy and Rama, and that's just giving Team Rush Federation quite a huge lead already. Actually, it's at least 1 miss. I think 1.5 miss separating these 2 teams right now. As we enter the halfway mark here. Kitchen Ivy still hasn't missed a single time in the entire match. We have to keep that in mind as well. It's only the 3rd pick, but if he keeps going on this way, we might just see a bunch of FCs coming out for him.
Oh yeah, 3 in a row, and Rama also holding the double S as well. So
exactly.
Solid start out of Russia.
Okay, no one forgot about the spinner trap. If you're completely on the left in the spinner, then you miss the note on the right, but no one does, so that's a good thing. But Team Vietnam needs more breaks from Team Rush Federation. They need a way back into this. Even if they hold on to combo, the damage has been done in the first part here, so Shu holding on to the AFC as well, doing everything he can. But the few breaks from Lily and Starter Prism did create that gap between the 2 teams, and it feels like everyone has just kind of settled into the Hard Rock 2, right?
Yeah, problem with this map as well is in the back end of Hard Rock 2, there's not really anything you can miss on. There's nothing. It's just all like flowy, just flowy stream pattern. Not stream pattern, flowy slider patterns.
Yeah, there we go already. Ends relatively quickly as well. And we see a double FC coming out from Team Russian Federation. Kitchen Ivy again with an insane spinner. Shu as well FCing, but started presumably finding a couple of drops. Lowest score in the lobby is Arthur, but because of the 2 players that dropped on Team Vietnam, it's going to be a 3-0 scoreline. And again, Team Vietnam's team scores aren't bad whatsoever. There's a lot of teams that would beat with these scores, but the Russian Federation just currently isn't one of them, sadly. And that's going to give them a 3-0. Then again, Vietnam is to pick next, right? We have to keep it in mind. They went for the Nomad 2. It was very close. There was a lot of potential there, but they kind of threw it away at the end. Maybe they go for the Nomad 3. Maybe they go towards Mixed Map. Maybe go towards Hidden. We'll have to see. Hardrock being completely depleted already. No Hardrock left. So, curious to see where they want to take this.
Yeah. Only thing with No More 3 is it is a very reading heavy map, so I think that's the sort of map that players like Kitsune Ivy are very likely to FC. So like I'd say No More 3 is one of those maps that has more benefit to some of the Russian players, so I'd imagine I don't know if we'd see a DT pick, I doubt it, but I think yep, there it is, Mixed Mod 2. I was going to say, I think we'll probably see a Mixed Mod pick, and there it is. Definitely the easier of the 2 if you're the Hard Rock player.
Yep.
I'd want to say. Not by much, but only by a bit.
This one is more on the reading for the Nomad and the Hidden player, exactly. Because we also are in the AR 8.6, whilst Mixed Mod 1 is AR 9, I believe. Not entirely sure.
Yes. It is AR 9, and yeah, in terms of your Hard Rock anyway, this one is just spacing, really.
It's comfortable.
Like
it's quite comfortable.
Yeah, just make sure you hit the spacing. It's very FCable, whereas Mixed Mod 1, you do have to just I'd say it's more of a stability pick. There's not a whole heap of memory in it, but you need to make sure that you're reading it properly and not putting in too many movements.
My guess would be that we see Kitchen on the hidden, Kimitakari. I'm not sure. Maybe the Nomad and Art at the hard rock, or the two of them switched around. On Team Vietnam, Shu is definitely going to be taking the hard rock. I think Stardust Prism going to be taking the hidden, and then Fubuki is going to be going with the Nomad. Yeah, very expected.
I know they had it formatted in one of the previous matches, but it looks like they're doing it differently this time. So top slot is now hard rock, whereas it was the right slot before. So hard rock, Arthur Edikovic, hidden Kitten Ivy, and Nomad Kimitakari is a very expected roster, I'd say. I'd say probably the same thing for Vietnam. I'd say Stardust Prism could go either, but it doesn't surprise me to see Shu on the hard rock, and it is going to find an early miss there, but early misses aren't too big of an issue. And this one, Fubuki is going to find an early miss as well. I was going to say, for the hard rock play, we might see some low AC FCs come out.
Yeah, Fubuki is definitely struggling, only 94% in the accuracy. He had a couple of moments where he just stood still. I'm not sure what's happening there, but that's going to give Team Russia already such a massive advantage, right? We're only one quarter into this pick and we're already over 80,000 points, or close to 80,000 points here. Dark Prism on the FC, Shu as well. We covered quite nicely, but he's looking at 3 FCs from Team Russian Federation, and it's just giving them a huge advantage here in the beginning sections of this mixed mod too.
Yeah, 80k lead so far, as the 3-way FC is being held by Russia right now. Only AC droppers from Arthur. But like I said, we might see some low AC FCs on this. In practice, I know I was just walking off of the sliders for some reason, and Arthur's going to miss! But traded with Fubuki, so Russia is still safe right now.
Yeah, Star Prism matching Kimitakari quite nice in the Nomad, but there's a huge difference in hidden right now, which is making difference. But then again, you're playing against Kitchen Ivy, right? The person that has MVP the last 3 picks hasn't missed a single note in this entire match. It's not an easy feat. And Kitchen Ivy just stepping up once again here on the hidden, which is arguably the hardest mod for this pick, I would say. I would argue for most players, obviously. Yeah, 3/4 into this, 1 quarter left of this pick. And Fubuki dropping once again there on the bottom right. Barely rolling onto an S rank here, but it's 100,000 points in favor of Team Russian Federation. And they're on the brink of bringing this to a match point already. Even though there were very close points, this one kind of isn't one of them, with huge differences in the hidden most specifically. The question is, are you going to be seeing the 3 FCs on the bottom here? Stardust Prism also still wants a double S. I mean, 3 triple double S even.
Yeah, and Shu almost FCing as well, but just with that early miss, like 10 combo in, and yeah, 2 FCs to the 1 is always going to benefit the other team, unfortunately, for Vietnam. Russia will take this point. Very strong performance out of Kitchen Ivy. What's that, 4 FCs in a row?
4 out of 4. Hasn't missed a single note. I think he's missed like 3 droplets.
Definitely a very strong performance. Yeah, I think it reminded me of a bit of CWC trivia, I'd say. I want to say back in 2020 when Alostus was playing for France, when we still had group stages, I believe he FC'd 13 out of 15 of the maps he played. Which is, I mean, they're easy maps, but like still very impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely impressive. Reminds me of Titobas in 2022, I think. Who FC'd the first, was it the first 18 maps he played or something? He FC'd everything in round of 32, FC'd 11 maps in round of 16, and then in the quarterfinals he still FC'd the first 2 picks and then had his first drop or something. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Like
Titobas, insanely consistent player as well. And in the meantime, while we are waiting for the pick to come in for Russia, DT3 it will be, but this is the perfect time to plug banners. The banners are back, so if you want to style out your Osu profile and support your favorite Osu Catch World Cup team at the same time, definitely check out our banners. I have my Australia banner and it looks quite stylish.
Yeah, the double type 3 getting picked here. Bit of this higher CS, AR 8.2. Most players should be comfortable on this. It's 2 minutes, a little less than 2 minutes in length. Made by Ewan, which I believe is a Russian mapper, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm 99% sure. So it's kind of like home territory here for Team Russian Federation, which is, I mean, a good way to finish things out. And they are, well, that's at least what they're looking to do here with 4 match points. We see Segmentum coming into the lobby, probably going to making his first appearance here. Also his very first map in CBC history as well. The fact that Team Russian Federation has 4 rookies means that we'll be seeing a couple of those first-timers now and then. So, third one here for Team Russian Federation. On the Vietnamese side, I'm curious to see if Lingon Lily is going to be the third player here. We haven't seen one player from them. To quickly check who that is. Brew Baby.
Yeah,
Brew
Baby.
Haven't seen him play. Might come in as well here on the double time 3. Not entirely sure. It's gonna be Ling and Lily, which is probably expected. The 3 of them had some really good showings on hard rock. We're able to contest for most of those. So I do expect a similar story on the double time 3 here. So Team Russian Federation doesn't have it clear cut for them just yet.
Yeah, we have seen this map end one matchup so far. I think they played it early in the Chile-New Zealand match.
You guys played it, by the way.
Yeah, that was how we ended it. Yeah, we were trying to figure out who was going to play it for a moment, but yeah, that's how we ended ours. Yep. So we'll see if this ends another match or if Vietnam can keep it going. And Ewan is indeed a Russian mapper, so yep, we are home turf 100%, and we are getting into it. The 5th pick of the match. The Russian home advantage.
Yes, and no one coming out from Ling Lily actually.
Yes,
in trouble adjusting to the double time, but it doesn't really matter that much. It's only 10,000 points. Any miss from Team Russian Federation does completely counteract that, if they do miss though. But let's assume they do.
Yeah, there are a few places that are fairly easy to miss. The start being one of them, because it is one of those maps that for some reason just the start of the map sort of sneaks up on you. I'd say the next spot where I'd say is somewhat missable. Lingland really going to find another miss there, unfortunately. Next missable spot I'd say is some of the sliders. Some of the slider ticks are a bit easy to not pay attention to.
Yeah, I fully agree. But we already see an 80,000 point difference. Team Russian Federation holding on to the Triple FC. They might as well just Triple FC it. And I completely jinxed that in the beginning. Either way, Segmentum on his debut here in the CWC is just performing very well, actually.
Yeah, that's a triple break as well for Vietnam. So, yeah, it's pretty much over at this point. 170k at this stage in the match is just too much to make back, unfortunately.
We never say never, but it does look quite unlikely. But another drop coming out from Shu does end up struggling a little bit. A bit of a slower section here, and still Triple FC coming out from Russian Federation. They want to end it in style here. Kitchen Ivy once again. I mean, is he going to go for 5 out of 5? It does seem very, very likely. Segmentum going to be dropping though, so no Triple FC for Team Russian Federation to end it all. But as we have the ending sliders here, do want to say a huge congratulations to the Russian Federation for taking this one home 5-0. Team Vietnam put up a very decent fight on most of the maps, but towards the end of the match, they started letting go just a little bit more. And Kitson Ivy is going to go for 5 out of 5. That is
he did drop a little bit back, but that is indeed the Penta.
Might be one of the best performances in the entire weekend. We can't say that for just yet because there's still 13 matches left.
Yeah.
Then again, very solid coming out from Kitson Ivy, 5-0 for Russian Federation. And they're through to the next round where they'll be facing the winner of Japan versus Thailand. So that might be the 8 versus 9 seeds matchup there. Once again, your winners here on the screen: Kim Takari, Kisnaiv, Neres, Segmentum, Rama, Arthur Edikovic. Huge congratulations to them. Team Vietnam dropping out to the loser bracket, but they get a second chance, right? Second life. I think Team Vietnam has been qualifying around the 20 to 25 range every single year, so they've kind of used to losing the round of 32. Don't think they've won a round of 32 match in the new system with the qualifiers, so I don't think it's anything new for them here. But they're definitely looking to win something in the lower bracket. Sorry, go ahead, Pitbull.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I believe they've always had rough teams to go up against because I think we actually versed them in the first ever round of 32 bracket, first ever qualifier year. I believe they were the first team we versed, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't remember who they versed last year, but they versed a pretty hard opponent last year as well. Sorry.
They've been getting a lot of rough matchups, but that's the issue as well, where you're qualifying a little bit further down the list, and you're always fighting an uphill battle in the round of 32. But then again, dropping down to the loser bracket, given how they're seed 24, they're playing either seed 8 or seed 25, so presumably playing seed 25, they do a small advantage, but that's also a banger matchup in the lower bracket as well. But that's something for next week, right? It's round of 16. So once again, huge congratulations to the Russian Federation, and we'll be coming back in about 24 minutes from now for Indonesia versus Norway and China versus Netherlands, both of them playing at the very same time. Quichbo, was an honor casting with you. I think it's the first time we've cast together, actually. Now
In years of casting, I think this is our first time casting together, yeah. So.
We've been on team for like 4 years together, and we haven't casted once, which is crazy, but either way,
never gave them much.
pleasure.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
All right, everyone, be sure to come back in about 25 minutes from now, grab yourself a snack, enjoy yourself, and, well, we'll see you soon. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, see you soon.